So what I've done now is in my project, I've created this .github folder. Inside of that, there is this workflows folder. And inside of that, there's a file that I'm currently calling Python package for now. The idea behind this configuration file is that I can describe here what things I would like to test before I actually go ahead and merge it. And come to think of it, let's give it a proper name. Test conversations, I think, is a better name now that I think of it. But there's a couple of things in this test conversations file that are interesting and important. For starters, what I'm saying is that every single time that there's a pull request that is going on master, that this entire file is triggered and that it needs to follow a couple of steps. What I'm also doing is I'm running this in multiple environments. I'm not just running all of this for Python 3.6, I'm also running this for 3.7. And I'm doing that because I want to make sure that whatever I'm building works for both versions of Python. Now what happens next is a bit of a formality. The main thing that's happening here is I'm grabbing the environment with the right Python version. But once I've got that, the next thing that is happening, right over here, is I'm installing Rasa. And I suppose it doesn't hurt to be explicit actually. I'm using Rasa 1.10 for now. Next what I'm doing is I'm running two commands. The main command that I'm interested in is this one. This is what will be running the unit tests, and in particular, I am being explicit here by saying, well, these are the stories for which I think you really have to be strict. If any of those fail, then you need to throw an error and break the entire build. But before I'm able to actually run this unit test, so to say, I need to have a trained Rasa model. And since I don't feel like uploading my big models into GitHub, what I figured I can do is just train a model from Github Actions as well. Once this command is done, I'll have a trained models file, and then Rasa test is aware of it and can go ahead and pick it up. So what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and push this to GitHub. But before I do that, I kind of want to show you what it looks like if you have a breaking feature that you're trying to merge in. So what I will do is I will purposefully add an error here. I know that the model should detect this as an entity, and because I've just removed it, I think the pipeline should break. And it's always good to check that your pipeline breaks when you expect it to. So with this breaking change, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to commit all of my changes and then have a look at what GitHub Actions tells me from the browser. So right now I'm in the browser on the Breakout bot repo, and I'm looking at the pull request that I've just created by committing the changes and pushing them to GitHub. There's a couple of commits that I've made, but this is the most recent commit, the one where I've added a failing unit test, so to say. And when you scroll down, you'll actually notice that, sure, I can still press this merge button, but there is a big red flag over here that something has just gone wrong. And I can go to the details, and there's a couple of steps that I can look at. It seems that installation went well, but during the run conversational unit test step, and in the beginning I can see a model train, and then it's done training, and I can see that there's a model file that has been saved on disk. But when I scroll back down, I see the same familiar error message again. It's this what went wrong locally as well. So that's nice. We've got ourselves a safety mechanism built into our GitHub repository.